British nationals need to leave the EU within the next 2 days. This is the time limit that you have left if you don't want to fall foul of EU travel and visa rules. Following Brexit, UK nationals are now third country nationals. Therefore, this is the first time, in 47 years, that we have a time limit on how long we can spend in the EU. After the 31st of March, any British citizen, who is not a resident of the EU and protected by the withdrawal agreement, needs to leave the EU. In this video, we discuss the requirement for British citizens to leave the European nations if they are not a registered resident by the 31st of March, and what the consequences are if you don't. But first, we want to thank you for joining us. Find us on all the other social media channels, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and click that bell to get notified when we release a new video. We also appreciate your likes and comments below, as it helps to support our channel. This video is brought to you by IAM. We believe that travel improves and inspires you and the people around you. We help you travel by providing services which overcome barriers and frameworks that simplify and enrich your experience. We just happen to be immigration lawyers. So reach out to your IAM visa coordinator when you're ready for your adventure, or already on one, and would like some assistance. March 31st marks 90 days since the end of the transition period, the date when the UK effectively left the EU, and therefore the last day that UK nationals, who were in the EU before the 1st of January, can stay in the EU, without taking up residency or having a visa. UK nationals, who don't have permanent residence in an EU country, and don't intend to become residents, have to leave the EU nation by the 31st of March 2021. All British nationals who live full-time in the EU need to gain residency status via their country's national system, if they have not already done so. If you are a permanent resident of an EU country, and covered by the withdrawal agreement, you can travel, but will need to show your residency card at the border. Those residents in countries like France or Italy, where many people have not yet been issued with cards, can show an acknowledgement of their application for residency, or if they do not have that, proof of their residency, such as utility bills or a work contract. This doesn't apply to dual nationals who don't live in the EU, but do have an EU passport. The 90-day rule has been applied to British nationals since the 1st of January 2021, and this rule limits stays in EU countries. In outline, the rule says that non-EU citizens can only stay in the EU for 90 days out of every 180 days. If non-EU nationals want to stay longer, they need to either apply for residency or get a visa. It's important to point out that this limit is for the whole EU and Schengen zone, so you need to calculate your total time spent in any EU or Schengen countries. So for any British nationals who have been in the EU since the new year, it's now time to head home, if you don't want to risk overstaying the 90-day allocation. Anyone who has been in the EU for less than 90 days, since the 1st of January, can stay until they reach their own 90-day limit. Citizens' rights groups across the EU are concerned that some British nationals who have been living off the radar have still not caught onto the post-Brexit residency requirements, and may be caught out by this date. There may be others who want to stay longer in EU countries, but not become official residents and intend to ignore the date, but are not aware of the implications this may have. Calba Meadows, from citizens' rights group France Rights and British in Europe, said, "March 31st marks an important date for some of you. If you've been in France since January 1st, but you're not legally resident here, maybe you prefer to keep your country of residence as the UK, or you don't meet the conditions to apply for a residence card under the withdrawal agreement, that date marks the end of the 90-day period that you're allowed to stay in the Schengen area as a British citizen. You'll need to make plans to leave France on or before that day, either returning to the UK or moving on to a country that isn't part of Schengen. If you don't do this, you will be clocked as an overstayer when you do leave, which comes with penalties and may make it difficult for you to return, or involves fines. This is a big change for many of you, especially those with second homes here, who are used to spending longer than 3 months at a time in France, but thanks to Brexit, it's the new reality for Brits, as we're now third country nationals with no special treatment at borders. Officially, the 90-day rule also applies to British nationals who are residents in one EU country, but who have been living in another. So for example, if you are a resident of France, but have been living at your second home in Spain, or with family in Italy since the 1st of January, you are in theory supposed to return home before 90 days. While it seems unlikely people would be caught, they should be aware that while residents of EU countries won't be subject to the same passport checks and stamping as people entering the bloc, that doesn't mean there are no passport checks. Controls can still be carried out at Schengen borders if, for example, there is a security alert or border restrictions are tightened due to the pandemic. Each EU country has its own immigration rules. Most national authorities have said there will not be extensions given, purely because of the overall health situation or travel restrictions. You may be able to appeal any penalties if you can show that you had COVID at the time your 90 days expired, and so you were unable to travel. No EU countries currently have completely closed borders, so it is possible for UK nationals who have their main residence in the UK to return there. A spokesman for the British Embassy in Spain added, "There is no hard deadline to register for residency. However, UK nationals in Spain have always had to apply for residency in Spain if they intended to live here beyond 3 months. This applies equally to nationals of other countries, including EU countries." If you spend more than 90 days in the EU or Schengen zone without a visa or residency permit, then you are officially an overstayer. Anyone who overstays in the EU can be subject to penalties. Check our blog post to know the consequences. There are several campaigns running to relax these rules for UK nationals, including a push to change the rules to 180 days in total in a year, which don't have to be broken up into blocks of 90. As is the case in the UK for EU citizens. However, nothing has been agreed yet, and with the many other post-Brexit problems, the issue may not be on the priority list. How are you affected by Brexit? Have you registered your residence in the EU? Talk to us in the comments section below. If you need assistance with a visa to Europe, the UK, or the US, including help with securing your travel arrangements, IAM can help. For visa advice, contact your IAM visa coordinator. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for more travel and visa updates.